All ego is one force, however many bodies it appears to operate through. It's one force, and that force is ignorance, and it is pure physics. There's no need to have philosophy, psychology, or theology around it. Those are all means of symbolically attempting to describe the physics of the mind in order, hopefully, that you can understand it and therefore see through it. You could say do something about it, but there's really nothing to do about the mind. The only thing to do about the mind, about the ego, is to see through it. And to see through it is to see the physics of it, to see the nature of it. And when you see the physics of it, the nature of it, you see that it can touch the true self. It is eternally caught in its own web. And there's no hope or chance of safety, and there's no possibility of salvation or redemption for it. It is eternally fucked. The mind is eternally fucked. And when you see that, you see you're up against a wall. You're backed into a corner. You're caught. You are surrounded by swords on all sides, from all dimensions, and there's no hope of escape. Your one and only chance is absolute surrender. And that surrender looks like absolute death, because there's no way out. And so you face death immediately, right here, right now, without any philosophical or psychological fantasy of beating death or overcoming death or any stupid hackneyed contrived bullshit like that. You see there is no hope, none whatsoever. And that doesn't mean to wallow in some kind of hopelessness, which is another attempt to psychologically escape, as is going numb. No hope, no hopelessness, no numbness, but an absolute surrender to what is. Which means you have to face death, which means what? An absolute ending of the body and the mind, an absolute ending of all fear, of all contrivance, of all hope, of all desire. And desire means conformity, desire means comparison. I had this, I don't want this, or I used to have this and now I want more of it, or I need to change this because I don't like it, or I like that and I want to have it. All of that is comparison. It's all based on relative memory. And all of that is imagery. And so all of the imagery comes to an end in death. All of it. All the images of self, the images of other, everything comes to an end in death. The images of heaven and hell, of God and the devil, of right and wrong, even your images of death come to an end in death. Your images of the void, your images of the afterlife, your images of karma, your images of dharma, your images of personal will, all of your images, regardless of what they are or how holy or unholy you think they are, all come to an end in death. And so in death, death too dies. And so you come right up to the death of death, and you realize that to be your own self, because that is all that remains. And when everything that is untrue vanishes, and all that remains is what remains, here you are, as that. That is the alchemy. That's the transmutation. And by you being in that and living that, it simply transmits to others naturally. Naturally. You don't have to contrive anything. There's no method of meditation or practice that can get you to that. Those are all covers. Those are all tools. Those are all tactics to get you to hurry up and back yourself into a corner a little bit more quickly. It's all a form of Aikido. It's all a form of pulling the rug out from underneath you and watching you fall on God. It's all about completely throwing you into a dimension that you didn't even know existed. And that can't be contrived, which is why everybody is frustrated in their practices. People have practices of daily sitting and meditation, trying to silence their mind. And they're all frustrated all the time because you can't get it. And so you're always failing at meditation. No. You're succeeding. The more you fail at meditating, you're succeeding. Because you're succeeding in coming closer to the realization that you, as the individual self, the ego, have no power to change yourself. You must be transformed by surrendering to grace. You must be transformed by surrendering to death. Death and life and love are one. Death is God. And when you come into death, your images of death die. And you discover that death is not death, but eternal life. And you must know it right here and right now, because suffering never ends in the past or in the future. Death is never in the past or the future. Love is never in the past or the future. God is never in the past or the future. Truth is never in the past or the future. It's only right now. 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 You can only get it now. And when you surrender to it, your images are burned up and gone, and there's only you. It doesn't matter if the body exists or not. It's irrelevant. Because here you are, in pure ecstasy, free of the need to do any kind of conformity to any image at all, ever again.